Welcome back to Podcast of the Hero. This is a Fanisode edition. PTH is on the road.
Fritzy, is this the intro?
What?
Sorry, I'm just fucking you up.
This is the intro. I'm doing the introduction to the episode.
I know I did on purpose. Also, somebody's washing machine or dryer just went off.
That's good, because that means clean clothes.
I think it's my air fryer.
Oh, is that
What are you making?
You know what?
You making some chicken tenders?
That's why I recognize that sound.
Air frying bacon.
Is that a ninja? Is that a ninja?
I think it's a ninja. Yeah.
I recognize that sound.
What do you mean? You don't have a Tovala? You're not using a Tovala oven, bud?
No, I'm not.
Get a Tovala.
I'm not. That's on the list for sure. But yeah, no, the Ninja's pretty sweet. I gotta hand it to them. They made a good solid air fryer.
Do you have the one that folds up into the wall?
No.
On itself?
No.
What?
There's a Ninja. It's like one of those air fryers that's like, it looks like a toaster oven kind of, it's not like a basket air fryer. It's like a toaster oven kind of air fryer.
Oven, big fan.
Yeah. And this one,
air fryer a ninja would have.
This one, like you put it on your countertop, but if you want to save space on your counter, you just push it up and it like folds up against the wall out of the way so that like you have more counter space.
It's an actual Ninja.
Yeah, it is a Ninja. Yeah. We have that. We have 4 air fryers. I don't know why. We have 4.
Must be nice.
You have all the different air fryers. All right. So anyway, protest is on the road. Thank you for derailing us.
It's what I do.
Rhodey threatened to quit the podcast and also physically hit me if I didn't get content out this week. And then said, and I will not help you at all. So you just have to do it. And I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? Oh no, I'll do a Fanisode.
Wait, so he's not going to be here?
No. Are you hanging up?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Adios. That's fine. That's fine.
Honestly, I was about to do that, and then I'm looking around. I was like, how the fuck do I leave this call? Never mind. Joke done.
So I thought we'd do a Fanisode, and then this is the first time we've opened the Fanisode up to the Patreon. So typically this has just been like Fritzy invites his friends to come chat about his favorite band. But now we have this Patreon, and what an awesome opportunity for folks that support the podcast in the Patreon to come on and join the Fanisode. I think it's perfect. So I'm going to run down the list of our patrons. As always, this episode is brought to you by Cornbot. I honestly don't know what Cornbot's doing right now. I mean, I think he's real busy because Cornbot is like firing off like all the show reminders and everything for people who are going. So I think Cornbot's like, this is Cornbot's tax season. This is Cornbot's busy time of the year during the tour. It's also brought to you by our patrons, Josh, Steve, who's here with us right now, Prague Toff, Canberra is better than Canada, Julia Redfx, the Fat Brown Kid, Foolish Bale, and this is the one who fucked up the Patreon page. Fuck you, Rhodey. I'm done. This is my 2 weeks notice. I'm leaving the podcast. Eat shit and go fuck yourself. Which is, they're trying to get it so that I would be like, get down to that point and go, fuck you, Rhodey. I'm done. This is my 2 weeks notice. I'm leaving the podcast. You should go fuck yourself. But it's a Fanisode. He's not here. So backfire. Nice try, whoever you are. Brett Boss Blackwood. Yes, I be a Newfoundlander by Spitgoth. Yo. Absolutely. I can't say the word absolutely. I feel like I got to be absolutely the best podcast of work in progress. Fuck it. Damn it. Fuck it. I am going to read that guy's name. Sebastodon, the rat that lives inside Fritzy's butthole. I swallow cum. Source the odd is a result of a spray fart come to New Brunswick. Okay. That's a new one.
Right.
Rob the Anti-Human, Peggy Thrill, Green Street, and High Tops. That's everyone.
Patron numero uno, baby.
No, that's not everyone. That's somebody's name.
Really?
That's a patron's name is and High Tops. That's everyone.
Wow.
That's really good.
Nice.
Whoever that is, fucking awesome.
That's it. Now the list of patrons I want to kiss. 5. A common thread. The pink dink who took a drink from the sink. Zane. Rhodey loves my dink, who is also here with us today. Why no Edmonton show, Rhodey? Don't you love my dink? Deconomus. This guy left his name blank. Zach, the final Dan, Cage Pandas, Cornman, Jeffrey, Mason, TBJ, Yuri, Fruit, Ashwin, and High Tops.
You just skipped right over Fruit. She is also here.
No, I didn't. I said
They can
Fruit.
read. They can
Yeah, but you didn't stop and say who is also here.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah, no.
do that. I didn't.
Fucking-
I'm not really present on this plane. Let's just go with that.
High Tops
Fritzy.
isn't here.
This is your first day running a podcast?
Yeah. At least I remembered to read the names. For like 2 episodes in a row, I was like, totally forgot to read the names.
Did you even say welcome to the podcast?
Yes. I
You
did.
tried to.
Don't. I remember.
I won't
so
stop,
I was,
by the way.
huh?
That's it. I won't stop this.
Oh God. I was looking at the prog metal subreddit, and somebody asked, "Is it still worth going to see PTH live?" And I was like, "Oh no!" I was really nervous to read
Was it
the
ever?
comments. And the person said, like, I had heard that, like, I don't know them, but I like to go to metal shows, and I heard their singer had some, like, voice issues. Is it worth going? And I was so nervous. And then there were, like, 100 comments. They were all like, fuck yes, they're killing it. It's so worth it. Totally go. They're so awesome live. Like, absolutely go see them. Just saw them last night. They're fucking amazing. All the stuff. I was like, oh, it feels good. My expectations are always negative, and I don't know why, but like people were very, very happy. And so that's good. The boys are killing it out there.
Yeah. Agreed. Very much so.
I saw them.
The current
In
lineup
Detroit?
is terrific.
I saw them in Detroit. First show of the tour again. They love to come to Detroit and play a warm-up show. And there was a great part in the show where the click went all haywire right after Mist. And it was like squealing in everybody's ears. And Rhodey was freaking out and like yelling at Tim to make it stop. And everybody was looking at Jonah, but it was Tim, because Tim's the guy who runs the MacBooks. Like, he's got them all set up on stage, and like Tim's like over there trying to like get the thing to reboot and all this stuff. And then Rhodey was just like, wow, just more time for me. And he just got to do like 5 more minutes of Rhodey stand up, and he was in heaven. So
Didn't that happen in the same show, like Detroit last tour as well? Wasn't there some fuckery there?
Yeah, but they had to, in Detroit, the last was the first time that they had like a backup Mac. So they have like, Tim has this thing rigged up where like, if let's say in the middle of a song, one of the computers crashes, like the other one jumps in. Like they're running a backup all the time so that they don't have, it won't fuck them up if one of the computers crashes. And I suspect that is what was the issue this time around. But I mean, it was like nothing. It was like it's something that would piss them off, right? But I think everybody thought it was great, and those kind of things are endearing to the audience, I think. So, has anybody else seen them yet on this tour?
I mean, I was there at the Detroit show with you.
You were at the Detroit show with me. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It was a good show.
It was an awesome show.
Yeah.
I had to miss it like a damn fool.
It's all right. It's all right. You didn't miss anything.
Same. I wanted to go.
You didn't miss anything. Seriously. It's just protests. I mean, it's not.
They're not even worth it to see anymore.
Yeah.
So.
They're not worth going to see.
I heard his voice is shot, so.
Yeah. Brody, yeah. Can't sing. I have to say, like, the support for this tour is fantastic. So if you're seeing them later on the tour, you're in for a treat. Greyhaven, great. The 68 is something fucking else. Like 68 is like its own thing. And I don't know how to describe it other than like,
do they have a theremin?
It feels like, huh?
Do they have a theremin?
No. It's just two people. It's a two piece. A drummer and guitar, but the guitar like definitely uses like a pitch shifter split to like do bass and guitar kind of at the same time. It's a similar thing to like what what are the Royal Blood and Death from Above 1979 kind of thing, like two piece, that kind of thing. But then also I was listening to them and I was like, Detroit's really going to like 68 because this has a very sort of White Stripes kind of feel to it. Very like riffy guitar work, a little more screamy than the White Stripes. But like, I think it really fit with the sort of a Detroit sound. I think people in Detroit are going to take to that band pretty well. So, it was awesome. It was a great show from start to finish. Jenny was miserable because there was no place to sit. And so finally I stole the protest merch guy had a folding chair folded up, and I just grabbed it and set it up back there. And Jenny just hung out with Mike back at the merch table, which that made her very, very happy. She had bottomless Diet Coke and a seat at the back of the room. She was in heaven. So really good show. Got to meet a bunch of cool people. So that's my review of the Detroit show. Steve, you got anything else from the Detroit show? Like, were you up front? Did you get up in the mess?
I was right up front. I was there for the whole in-ears issue where Rhodey started turning them into the joke. Like, great, when you see these two at the laptop, you know the show's over. So everyone pack up, go home. No, it was a great time. I've known about Greyhaven for quite some time and always wanted to see them. And it was kind of when I got there, I found out they were playing. So I was super stoked on that. And I honestly never heard of 68 before, but they definitely surprised me. So I got someone new to add to the rotation now.
Yeah. Sick.
Yeah. Two dudes sound like a whole, 5-piece band. And then I think at one point I thought I did see him up there with a theremin.
Did he have a theremin?
I think he did at one point in one of the songs.
Oh my God.
Because when he went off stage for a minute, he looked at Julia and just and threw his guitar at her and just left. So she's standing there in the crowd. Just what do I do with this thing now? So awesome experience. Hanging out with everyone afterwards, dude. It was great.
Yeah, it was fucking fantastic. I think 68 was taking down their set in the middle of their last song.
Yeah.
Like he was just like tossing stuff off stage, and like they were just taking the drum kit down right in the middle of the song. Fucking, it was wild.
He had half his stuff on a loop pedal, and then throwing pieces of the drum set out, and I think they were down to like a 2-piece at the end.
Yeah, get wild. Steve, when did you get into protest?
So I got back into protest probably around 2009, 2010. A buddy of mine actually played with them back in around 2008 at St.
So you're
Andrews
friends
Hall.
with like High Tops?
No,
High Tops
actually, I
played
don't know
with
High
everybody
Tops.
in 2008.
I did play with a lot of the bands in that area. Yeah,
High Tops might know some of my buddies then, but so my buddy Tom showed me Protest back when we worked together, and then it just kind of spiraled from there. Just kept getting more and more and more into them, and yeah, dude, it's just been a great experience all the way through. Like even getting into like roadie solo stuff and all that.
Yeah,
dude, I love it all.
Yeah. Oh, just a Muskie update, right? Muskie was supposed to be here tonight. He got too high and forgot about the podcast.
Which is a lot. Which is saying a lot.
That's a lot. Yes.
He is not inexperienced.
And so he not only forgets lyrics, he also forgets to show up for podcasts. And he just posted, "I froed up."
Saw that and I was like crying.
He can't escape either. Like I'm watching the chat. He's gonna, So Matt, you're also new to this group, the Fruit and High Tops and Guitarzan. We all know each other from the Twitch days and the Discord.
Yeah, I am an outsider.
Yeah, so like, talk to us. Like, when did you get into protest? Like, what's your protest story?
Oh man, so I got into them. Well, I first heard them, I don't know, like 2006, 2008, like whenever like Heretics and Killers, like that was like huge and popping. I heard that and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And then I listened to the rest of it. I was like, this is garbage. And like, I hated them with a passion. And it was just too much for my senses. And I just didn't know what I was listening to. And then when Scurrilous came out, I gave them like another chance kind of thing. And I was listening to them hard again. And then when Pacific Myth came out, yeah, I was like listening to them every month and having that come out. And from a music side of it, it is just ungodly. And it's just, I try learning them on guitar and then like I quit for like 2 years. Like I'm never going to be them. I'm never going to be that fucking good, man. So I started getting back into them around Pacific Myth and then I just been diehard ever since.
Yeah. Yeah. Pacific Myth, honestly, I think we've had Cornman on the pod to talk about Pacific Myth specifically. It's a fantastic record and criminally underrated.
Yeah,
and,
it's honestly my favorite. Like lyric wise, music wise, everything. It's
really good.
Everything is perfection.
And Luke is just like it's really fucking weird to like just listen to the progression and the creativity as it has grown from the beginning all the way up until now of just like Luke and Tim's, the way they write and the shit that they think to try and do on a guitar is bananas. And
it's mind blowing.
Yeah, it is.
How they come up with it and then harmonize throughout the entire. It's a guitar solo just for an hour and a half, like every fucking album, man. It's amazing though.
Yeah, it's really great. Guitarzan, how did you find out about protest? Remind us.
You did it.
You're not a fan.
I've never heard of them.
Never heard of them.
Stumbled in here. No, it's back in like 06 maybe. Yeah. They added me. I remember they added me on MySpace, and like this was like back in the early MySpace days. And they had they had like a picture of their MySpace picture was like Rasputin or something. And I checked them out, like they had some stuff on there. But then it was, I don't know, shortly around when Fortress came out. And I saw the Sequoia Throne video, and it was a lot of notes, and that really impressed me. and I got into them really hard from that point on, and yeah, so that's about it. But
I'm surprised that like there are other bands out there because like the Protest has used all the notes. There's no notes left for anybody else to use. Use them all up. High Tops, we all know how you found about Protest because you played shows with them. That's how.
No, never with them.
Yeah,
just
you played with all their friends and everything. You've been in every band in Southern Ontario, and how did you find out about them?
For the answer to that, watch Podcast the Hero episode 26, and you'll see my answer
really?
to that.
26?
I don't want to answer because I don't want to contradict myself, so go watch that.
Is it 26 though, for sure?
Whatever. Yes, it is. That's why I was looking off to the side. I was looking it up.
I love it. Yeah, go watch that. Yeah, you don't have to listen to him for the rest of this episode. Just go watch 26.
Yeah, I was active around the like touring around Ontario and stuff around the same time that they would have been getting rolling.
Yeah.
So somebody in there would have been like, "Have you heard this band before?" And I was like, and they said, "Oh yeah, they're teenagers." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'm sure they're amazing." And then I listened and was like, "All right, well, fuck me, I suck. I suck. I quit."
Fruit.
Hello.
Same question.
Mine was back before they had released really anything because I live local to them. So I actually was looking on a LimeWire, the perfectly legal music service we had back in the day. And I was looking for songs by this punk band I was really into. And I stumbled upon this song that was mislabeled as being by them when it was actually by PTH. And this song was called Just Defy.
Oh.
So I heard that and I was like, oh my God, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And I realized it wasn't by them. I looked up Protest the Hero. Probably the two like split album LPs were out by then. So I heard those. And then when Calculated came out, I listened to that. And then I was like, yo, I love these guys. They're great. And then when Keziah came out, they became my favorite band. And since then, they have been my favorite band.
What was the punk band?
I'm specifically not mentioning their name because they've become controversial very recently. Gotcha. And I don't want to promote them.
Sure. I feel like I know who that
I feel like everybody probably knows who I'm talking about.
I feel like I went to see a show with that band.
You did.
Right before it happened with my friend Guitar Tan over there.
Yeah. Okay.
Fruit and I got to chatting last time we were hanging out, and we had to have been in the same place at the same time, probably dozens of times. We knew kind of all the same bands, we were kind of listing off names and was like, yep, saw them, played with them, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, so we probably crossed paths a whole bunch of times. And
it's real weird.
I thought you were going to go on your Fruit hates blood meat spiel.
Well, that's true.
I mean, everyone knows that.
This is a perfect tour for you because there's no blood meat on this tour. There wasn't any blood meat on the last tour either.
For the first time in like ever.
At the Halloween is for
that wasn't the last tour.
No,
there was the 6 Ontario shows.
Oh, okay. That's right.
The little Ontario run that they did before that. And we talked to them about it, and they said they were real nervous about not playing it. It was like the first shows they hadn't played it in a really long time.
It's a big catalog, though. Like, yeah, it's not like it didn't seem like, oh man, something's missing from this. Like, it's totally fine.
But like I've been going to PTA anyway, PTA shows since like whatever 2004.
Yeah,
and I swear I have never not heard Blood Meat at any show until that show. I swear.
Yeah, there's some songs on this tour that they've never played live. So
there's lots of songs they've never.
There's songs on Volition that they've never played live. So that's pretty cool, and they actually turned out pretty good. So,
you sound like you weren't expecting it.
I wasn't expecting.
It's pretty good. It's all right.
I wasn't.
they pulled it off.
I'm shocked.
They somehow magically pulled it off. So has everybody here seen them live? Is anybody who hasn't been to a protest show? Okay. If you had to pick any song to be an opener for a show, and then any song to close a show, like you get to pick the first and last song on the set list, what is that one that's like those two songs that you're just like, this, it has to be this and it has to be this, and that would be perfect for me?
No.
I can start. Well, you guys
like, somebody answer while I look up their song titles.
Right. Yeah. I don't know any of their songs.
I don't know any of the names of the songs. Here we go. Hold my phone. To protest the here. Is that what they're called? Test the Torah. Wikipedia.
I have a whole I have 3 set lists that I've put together that I would love them to play, but I don't know which one to choose.
Wow.
I think they should open every show with Underbite. That's just my personal thing.
How does that one go?
So how you fucking doing tonight?
Makes sense.
It's
right?
when you speed up the intro to the podcast.
Like it's like how you start a show, and it's also the theme song to the podcast. And yeah. So that's what I think. I think it should always start with Underbite, and I think it should always end with Skies. Skies just is like the perfect last song. They end with Skies almost every time anyway, and it feels right to end with Skies. Like there's just something about it. Protest has like this thing of like the last track on their records are usually like super bangers. They're so fucking good. And most bands, like the last song is like, what we need a song. Like what's the least best, whatever, just slap that shit at the end. And Protest is never that way. So yeah, I think Skies. So, anyway, Fruit, do you know?
I know my opener would be Migrant Mother, which happened already, but it was at the show where Rhodey sang Migrant Mother and then he had to go off stage. So I did get to hear it, technically. Yeah. I would like to hear it again as an opener. Yeah. And then I'd like to hear Caravan as the closer. I think just that outro is just too perfect.
Yeah. Rhodey got sort of surprised by the outro of Mist in Detroit. Yeah. Like he was like, "Oh fuck, I forgot this song has this really long outro on
it." Halfway through, he's asking, "How much longer is this?"
Yeah,
that's what I ask every time I listen to it.
Yeah.
To be honest, that outro is one of my favorite parts of that song.
It is.
It really is. It's so
really
good.
It is really good.
It's so good.
And it's so unexpected on that record. Unexpected. Like it. I like it.
I mean, it definitely is unexpected in that song. And like, in all honesty, through like a weird series of cameos, I wound up going to Newfoundland on Rhodey's recommendation. And coming back, I have such a new appreciation for that song. And that outro is just, it hits so much different now. Like that song is a completely different song from when I first heard it to now.
I'm so jealous.
Well, it's perfect for the music video too, eh?
It is.
It really works with that, so that all the talking and the storytelling over it works really well.
It does, and like going there, it's like watching the video. I know where that is. Oh, I sat there. Oh yeah, I tried to go there. That was closed that day, and like it took after it. I noticed that when they went into like "Yes, I be a Newfoundland," in the music video, that's live audio for like 5 or 6 seconds. It's live audio from that venue, and it took me after that to notice that. So it was super cool.
God, I'm so mad. Like I was really trying to figure out a way to go see them in Newfoundland this tour.
It's absolutely.
It's expensive to fly from Detroit.
Hey, Fritzy, it's only a 20-hour drive.
Oh,
hop in the truck.
Yeah, no problem. No trouble. All right. Do you have a closer for it?
I told you my closer.
Oh, you told. Oh, yeah, Karen. Okay. Who else? Sorry, I don't. My brain. Anybody else got one?
So,
Steve
an
got
opener and a closer. I think for me, like, I would love them to open on Little Snakes. Don't know why. I love
That's my
that
favorite song on that record.
It's so good.
It's
like
so
I
good.
think that album gets missed a lot. I never hear anyone talk about it. Just that song in particular. And for me, they got to close on Mist. It has to be. The outro, Brody doesn't need to worry about it.
Yeah, he can just
enjoy
leave.
it. It's perfect. Everyone's happy. Everyone wins.
He has time to leave the stage, go backstage, grab a beer, come back.
And it's still going.
Have a beer while it's still going. Like, yeah, it's perfect.
Oh, Fritzy, after this, we have to do encore songs too.
Oh, encore songs. Like, I always want the encore song to be something off of Calculated Use of Sound or something.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Like, just like something super old, something super punk rock. Yeah. They've done that a few times now lately. Now that Luke is not on the road, they can play Calculated Use of Sound stuff and not have to worry about Luke not wanting to play it. So
I called it when they started adding it back in. Remember, Timmy was doing guitar rehearsals.
Mm-hmm.
He was streaming them. And he goes, "You guys are never going to guess when something we added in." And I went, it's I Am Dimitri. He was like, "Okay, never mind. You'll guess it right away." I loved, because I would also shit talk to him while he was practicing.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel about that one, bud? It just kind of became a joke that we told, and he would just start asking, like, "Was that one good enough for you?"
yeah.
And actually, I think I shit talked Ben last tour as well.
Oh man, Ben. I would
never say shit to Hank.
I don't know how Ben does it. I don't know. Like, that guy, he just learned all of it so perfectly. The guy's fucking talented as shit. It was a good call.
Great.
Good call by Mike. To identify Ben for that. Guitar Horse, the Lord of the guitar horses. Are there guitar horses? What is a guitar horse?
Dude, I don't. Rody, this was back in the Twitch days, and Rody said, "Hey, you should change your name to Guitar Horse," and without questioning anything, I was like, "Yeah, why not?" And did it.
Hold on. There's more to this story.
I was going to say.
There was a whole bunch of users who all had the word horse in their name.
Yeah,
that's where the horse gang
Sparkle
came
Horse.
from. Brody said, a whole bunch of you said, "You guys should all change your name and add horse to it." And you're the only one that did it.
But I think at the time, like, Twitch wouldn't let you change your name very often.
You could do it like once a year or something like that.
Right.
But once you change it, you were stuck with it.
Yeah, but so that's just how that happens.
Yeah, but what is a guitar horse? Are there horses that are made of guitars? Are there guitars you can ride?
I believe so. As bitching as that would be, dude, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. It's nonsensical. It doesn't mean anything.
It's wonderful is what it is.
And I'm stuck with it, I guess. But yeah, so my songs, let's see here. Because the problem is that every time I hear one, I'm like, oh yeah, I love this song, but I couldn't tell you the fucking name of it to save my life.
Right.
So I only know the names of a couple. So I'll say the best opening song, my favorite, would be Blood Meat.
Yes. That's a good pick. And
then the closing one, what's that long one from Pacific Myth? The last one on that. Is it Title?
Caravan.
Caravan. Okay, she said that already.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, so then I'll go with Harbinger.
Okay.
Instead, just to mix it up.
Nobody wants to go with Cold Water. Okay, I get it. My favorite song on that record, nobody likes.
I love Cold Water, but it's not an ending song. I'm sorry, Fritzy.
It's not. It's such a good song, though. High Tops. You don't want to go?
Guess? Do you want to take a guess? Oh, I know it.
Do I want to guess which one?
So they're opening with Birth of Velocicopter.
Oh my God.
And closing with the Skelicopter's
That's
Descent.
not fair.
All right.
And the encore can be The Rise of Dr. Jackson.
Oh, so for folks that don't know, are those things are out on?
They're on Spotify.
Are they on Spotify?
Yeah, they're on Apple Music too.
Oh fuck! Go check them out. They're under Roadie's name. They're not under Protest. But there's all stuff that came from the Roadie's Twitch stream, music that was created on Roadie's Twitch stream, and it's ridiculous. The Skelicopter. What is Doctor? There's Dr. Jackson.
So in the first song,
and
he calls him Dr. Jackson.
Yeah.
He says Jackson,
yeah,
but everyone kind of thought it sounded like Jackson,
yeah,
and we just kept saying it, and then he just went, "All right, fine, it's fucking Jackson."
Yeah. But the Velocicopter is the hero, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it's ridiculous.
And who plays the Skelicopter?
Who is the Skelicopter? Are you the Skelicopter?
You are.
You're the
Skelicopter. Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you're the Skelicopter, man. You sing a little thing about why he hates
the Skelicopter. That's right.
You're also Dr. Jackson.
Dr. Jackson is the Skelicopter.
Yes. Thanks. Way to give away the ending.
Jeez. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Jeez. Some 2 years.
I'm sorry. The 2 or 3 years since that came out. Sorry, do you want me to start talking about Deadpool?
No, can we talk about can we talk about Jesse in the Fridge? That's my
favorite. Man. That's a good one.
That's a good
one.
All those old Roadie Twitch songs were just fantastic.
I would love to have an album of them.
Happy fun time.
Roadie.
So there's the Twitch Volume 1, I think, is out there, right?
Yes. There was a lot more songs after that, but that one is out and about.
Yeah.
And there's some that you can find on like his TikTok. There's some of them kind of on there, some on YouTube, although that's mostly podcast stuff now, but some of those are around. And there's some of the Barf Grook stuff that Skip loves. Yes. He won't shut up about it.
Skip really wants Rhodey to do an entire episode of this podcast as Barf Grooks, which I think would be funny. I mean,
I'm for it.
In character, that would be great. I would love it.
Are you just going to interview Barf Grooks?
Yeah, I think that's the idea. I would interview Barf Grooks completely seriously, right? Like straight up, hard-hitting, deep questions of Barf Grooks, I think would be the right way to go about it. I don't know. Maybe I'll see if he's into it. Who hasn't gone yet? Openers, closers. Go, Matt, go.
Oh, I had all this time to think, and I should have been thinking about it.
No, it's okay. Think about.
I would really like to open with Bone Marrow or Sex Tapes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And closer, probably All Hands, because that's my favorite off of that. Yeah,
so it's got the whole.
It's a nice little soft ending.
Yeah, it's the whole. What is it?
The Boston Massacre.
Yeah, and he's like Animorph or human. The whole Animorph thing, like he refuses to sing Animal. It's great. I love it. I remember the first time I saw him do it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so fucking funny."
Also available on YouTube. Him performing it.
Yeah, it is.
Where you see him transform.
You have to get back to my notes. Okay,
that's a good choice, though. That would be a really good closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it starts like super strong. Like it starts out like it's I like
right into it.
Yeah, right into it. I love it. Okay, so you've picked your ideal open and closer. If you gonna design a tour and you got to pick which band would open for Protest, you got to pick that support. And it could be, if you know, like, oh, I want this band first, this band second, and then Protest of whatever. Do it. I know mine. It's very, very easy for me to pick my perfect show. It's never happened, I don't think, ever once, but I'm not giving up hope that it will happen one day. So for me, it's Wilhelm, Propaganda, Protest. And the reason it's that I'm a punk rock guy. It goes like punk rock, sort of progressive punk rock into like it's a nice little progression. All three bands are sort of punk rock, especially in like their vibe and how they go about stuff. And my three favorite bands in the world. So, Wilhelm and then Prop and then Protest would just be the perfect show for me. But that's just me. Like, what do you guys want? And they're listening. Rhodey's going to see this. He's going to listen to it. And maybe, just maybe, he'll make a phone call.
Boy, I hope so.
Because High Tops, your opener is going to be some fucked.
Yeah, no, I took this seriously. No, you did mention that this question was coming. I took it seriously, and I put some thought into this. What would you just like?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Would you like to hear?
No, I want to hear it.
Okay, so on this, actually, Protest actually isn't headlining. It's three bands. They're the middle band, actually.
Okay.
So opening is Trapped.
Okay.
Then Protest.
Okay.
And then the closer is Kid Rock with Ted Nugent on guitar. So don't worry, they're going to play Cat Scratch Fever and whatever the fuck that other song of his is. Otherwise, it's going to be all Kid Rock, all his masterpieces, all his brilliance, right? But in between bands, Morrissey's going to come out. He's no music. He's just going to give you his thoughts on whatever's on his mind. Perfect show.
Why? Why?
Well, I think well, I think like sort of their values and ideals and everything. Don't those bands all kind of go together? Are they all kind of a natural fit?
I mean, Protest does have a song that talks about "Make America Great Again." So
exactly, right? Like obviously, they're going to play Rivet at that. Like,
whenever I play that song, I always get scared that someone's going to hear me listening to it and be like, "Oh, that's what this girl believes."
It's commentary.
Well, remember, Fruit, that almost happened kind of in Waterloo. He was talking about Justin Trudeau's response or lack thereof to Israel and Palestine. And he kind of said, so fuck Justin Trudeau. And a couple people are like, yeah, fuck Trudeau. And blah, blah. And he's like, whoa, hold on. We're
coming at this fuck Trudeau from two separate sides.
Hold on. There are not 50 fucking Canadian flags on my pickup truck. Hold on there, buddy. I will not be storming any capitals or fucking blocking off anything.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think a few people in that crowd took that the wrong way.
Ooh. Well, I'm really glad you put all that thought into the High Tops.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Who wants to go next?
I look forward to Rhodey making those phone calls.
Oh, God.
I'd love to see him open for Taylor Swift. Just saying.
Talk about getting that's like the way to get into a Taylor Swift show now, because you can get tickets.
Right.
Like Jenny wants to go see Taylor Swift so bad, and tickets are so ridiculously expensive that her friend across the street was like, it might be cheaper for us to buy tickets in Germany and then get airfare than to get tickets here just buying the tickets themselves and going to the show. Like, it might be cheaper to do that. And I was like, are you serious? And she's like, I'm not flying to Germany to go see Taylor Swift. But I would love to see Taylor Swift. Are you kidding? That would be an experience. I feel like that's like, there hasn't been something like Taylor Swift in the popular zeitgeist of like popular culture and music in so long. Right? Like, did you see how many people were at that show in Germany? Like, where like the stadium was full of people and then everybody had crowded the hills overlooking the stadium just to be able to like hear the music from, half a mile away. I mean, it was just packed of people just trying to just to catch a little bit of Taylor. And like, it's a phenomenon that honestly, it hasn't been around since like, I don't know.
So like Madonna.
Like, yeah, Madonna or like
I was thinking like Big Spice Girls 90s. Or something, maybe.
It's even bigger.
Massive, right?
It's bigger than that.
Yeah, it's way bigger than that stuff.
It's like
when the Beatles came to America.
Yeah, it's that big. It's Michael Jackson at the height of like Thriller. It's it's selling out. Nobody sells out 3 shows in a city in a row anymore. Like, nobody does that. Springsteen used to do that in Jersey, like come to New York and play 3 nights at Madison Square Garden in a row and sell out all 3 nights. Like, nobody is doing that these days except for Taylor Swift. That's bonkers. It's just huge. I don't know. I would love that. Tarzan, good call. Who else?
I had to really scramble
opener. Steve's
to come up with an answer.
I got some here.
All right.
So first, you're going to have Their Dogs Are Astronauts. He's into it. The Human Abstract and Protest.
Human Abstract. Double duty for Hank.
I
like it.
He's got it in him.
I like it.
He's got it in him.
I like the Human Abstract.
Oh.
Good fucking stuff.
Which albums, the first 2 or the third, was your favorite?
I always like sophomore records are usually my favorite because you learn from your mistakes from the first record, right? Like, production wise, production wise always takes a big step up, but it's always like, I always feel like third records are, it's where you get like a little too overproduced. Like that second record's always like that fucking sweet spot.
For me, it's a tie between the first and third. Second record, in my opinion, is absolute trash. First one, horribly produced. The third one, they just couldn't, keep the levels good. Everything's clipping in the speakers, but it's just such a good album. Every song is so good.
Well,
I think you've offended Fritzy.
No, I mean,
broke him.
I'm not offended by any stretch of the imagination. Like, they're all good. Digital Veil is a fucking great record. Don't get me wrong.
Even with the different vocalist, I mean, completely different sound, but it just worked so well.
Yeah, believe me, I'm a Human Abstract fan. I like all 3 of the records. I like them. I like the it's very technical and intricate, and I really like that. So yeah, I'm a big fan, and I think everybody knows about my special bond with Hanky Panky, and I love that guy with all of my heart and soul. So yeah, in Detroit, he came up and just rested his head on my back, and I knew it was him. I didn't even have to look; I just knew it was my Hank. He's such a fucking good guy.
I feel like if Hank came up to you and touched your chest, that your soul would leave your body, like in Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has
like he just has that power.
He does. He has a strange power over me, and his hugs are fucking amazing.
The best. He is, and he's one of the best smelling people.
Yeah. Oh, he has excellent cologne choices. in tip top. Like he's like his hair's always cut perfect. He looks great all the time. He smells great. He's the kindest person in the world. Yeah, I'm a big fan. This is now a love letter to Hank. Everybody shut up while I tell everybody how much I love Hank. Who else? Who else has got shows?
I like the scene with Weird Al just to see what would happen.
I would love that.
That would be so dope.
Weird Al is so great. And I mean, I think we can all agree. What Rhodey really wants to be doing is stand up.
Yeah.
And like a lot of his songs that are not protest songs are very funny. I think it works.
And just to hear them riff back and forth in between songs, oh my God. Yeah.
I think that works. I think that for sure works. And I would love to see Weird Al. Are you kidding? Love to.
Yeah, he needs to prepare a type 5. Like he's gotta nail it down.
I think
start working it.
I think that's his like his future post music is doing stand up. I really do.
I would love to see Weird Al parody a protest song.
That would be great. I don't know. Okay, first of all, I think
blistering accordion.
He would do it.
An accordion
smoking fingers.
He would fucking nail it too. I know. Like he would hire. Like he doesn't fucking scrimp. He hires in the best musicians to make sure that it sounds dead fucking on.
I've seen Weird Al.
Like for all the like Weird Al is very funny. The musicianship in Weird Al and his band are top notch. Like it's not just fucking around. Like they're professionals.
They're great.
Yeah. Yep.
Some of the production on the albums, like they sound better than the original songs.
Yeah.
I know a famous one is the gong on Eat It. A lot of people actually prefer that to Michael Jackson's.
Yeah. Why not? Eat It's a great song. Oh God. There isn't a bad Weird Al song, is there?
I wish there was.
I don't think there is.
But there isn't.
I don't think there is. All right.
I'll get myself canceled. I don't really like Weird Al.
Oh, get out of it. Nobody's funnier than High Tops.
I'm actually serious. I'm actually not a big Weird Al fan.
That's okay. That's okay. You can be different. You can be less than. It's okay. It's fine. When you
hurts being on this side.
When you Google "protest the hero," a bunch of like, so you know when you Google something.
Wait.
What?
I didn't tell you. You
didn't go?
My no.
Oh, go. Sorry.
And just for that, I'm going to say Billy Talent so that I can indirectly force you to see Billy Talent before protest.
I will just show up when protest plays. I'll just show up when.
No, but actually, I would do a Wilhelm scream too. But I would have to. The third one would have to be a tie between bands that. Every Time I Die, which broke up, so I don't know if they will ever get back together. But it's very unlikely.
Okay.
Very unlikely. But System of a Down, I don't even know. I know they did a show at some point in the recent universe, but I don't know if they're actually like doing shows again. But I would love to see them because I never got to see them when they were together.
I saw some list of like the best metal singers, best like heavy music singers, and Surge was like I think number 4 or something. Like I was really surprised at how high up the list.
I was going to say, everybody I know always, like, I don't know, in my experience, everybody I talk to hates System of a Down. Like, everybody I have ever spoken to in my life.
I mean, I'm not like, they're not my favorite band, but I don't not like System of a Down. I don't hate System of a Down. I like a lot of their stuff. It's its own thing, for sure. Like, there's not other bands that sound like System of a Down.
That's why I like them.
They are their own thing. And I like it. All right. So when you Google "Protest the Hero," like when you Google anything, right? Google will give you like a stack of like little twirlable things that are like related searches or like related questions to your search. So I just searched Protest the Hero into Google, and these are the questions that came up. And I want you guys to fill in the answers because they're fucking weird. Like, I don't get it. But so just here. Okay, so the first one is, what happened to Protest the Hero? What happened to them? What happened? Anyone? Does anybody know what happened to them? And I'll tell you what it really says. But I'm just curious. Like, nothing happened to them?
No,
I just said age.
I think the truth is stranger than friction on this one.
Yeah. They disappeared.
Yeah. What the heck happened to those fellas?
Yeah. Well, the thing said, they toured in 2022. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's what it came up with.
And Cheese ran his mouth way too much and then was never heard from again.
Never heard from again. They stopped in Vegas. And who is the singer of Protest the Hero?
Rodney Walkden.
That's right. Rowboat James Walker.
Other way.
Is Protest the Hero mathcore? This is a good one. Like, this is a question. Like, would you consider Protest the Hero a mathcore band?
They were considered mathcore back in the day.
But not anymore?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
Like some of their songs, like they've had a little bit less of a mathcore-ish vibe recently.
So what would you call them now?
I'd still say like they're kind of mathcore. It just depends on the song. Before it was mathcore all day, every day.
See, I just think of them as like prog.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that
metal.
one, Fritzy. They're just
like a prog metal.
They're just
band.
a bunch of prog nerds now.
Yeah, it's just prog.
Who like got away
metal.
from the.
Yeah, they're not
as flashy as the song as a whole now.
It's just King Crimson. They're just yes. That's all it is. It's just a prog band.
I'm definitely one of those, like, not a fan of the million labels type of
yes, you are.
Things, like, because it just, who cares most of the time,
You love labels.
Not when it comes to bands.
Yeah, you and I have
that's
long,
more like product.
That's more like
product
about how to categorize Papa Roach. You and I have had that conversation for hours.
Have we had it about Papa Roach? I feel like we've talked a lot more about like Sugar Ray.
Yeah, no, I was kidding. But yes, we have talked a lot about Sugar Ray. A lot. Way too much about Sugar Ray. All right, could they be something else besides prog, besides mathcore? They're not a metalcore band. They don't do breakdowns. They've never done breakdowns. And yet
they were punk, like strictly punk back in Calculated days.
Okay. When did Protest the Hero start?
2003, 2002.
What were they? What were they before that? Then
Happy Go Lucky.
What were they before that?
In their mother's uterus.
Ew, gross. What's the Protest the Hero controversy?
Which one?
That's what the question is. What's the Protest the Hero controversy?
Well, they played this show with Trapped in Kid Rock and Ted Nugent.
Weird Al was there too, I think.
Were they on the flight logs?
What about when Rhodia was waiting to hear whether they got the Juno or not in that suit? What is that thing called? Yeah. We'll call that the protest controversy.
Yeah.
Oh, Fruit, you just reminded me. That was one of my joke answers was actually going to be for another band was Unleash the Archers. That was going to be one of the bands I named too.
Oh my God.
I used to watch somebody on Twitch who was like the biggest Unleash the Archers fan, and was just always talking about it all the time. And so I was just always in the chat being like, they didn't deserve that Juno. They didn't deserve to win that Juno. Here's what the real controversy was. The controversy was Protest the Hero frontman saying the band doesn't want far right wing people listening to their music.
Wow, what a controversy.
Right? So
goes against all of their core beliefs and values.
But that's what it was. That was their thing. I just thought it was interesting.
I was thinking maybe it was referring to remember Troop got stopped at the border a long time ago. I thought it was maybe referring to that. But.
Yeah. That was yeah, it's I mean, is it an issue anymore? I guess it still is, right? You can't take weed across the border.
Not over the border, no.
Even though it's legal in both places.
Well, yeah, but I mean that was long before it was. But now I still wouldn't recommend it. I mean, you're welcome to try for it.
No, thanks. I'll pass. It doesn't make sense to bring it across because like you just buy it wherever you are. It's just silly.
No.
That's all. That's it. That's the whole. We've done it. We've done an hour of a fanisode.
Feel like an hour.
And there's only one thing left to do, and let's see if everybody can do it in unison. Which is to close the show with what is it? ESAGFY. So you guys know what to say. So we'll just count it down, and it's a 3, 2, 1. Eat shit.
Eat shit. And go
fuck yourself.
Fritzy doesn't pay his taxes.
You can also pick a picture from your...
As you see,